There is a lot of variables in any fish finding and catching equation. Today's modern electronics like mapping, 2D sonar, side imaging, and forward-facing sonar are all incredible tools to first and foremost find the fish. Once found, figuring out the correct depth, size, speed, action, and color of any lure or bait presentation is another vitally important part of the puzzle that will ultimately determine how many fish will be caught on any given day. Interestingly, this theory applies to any given species that swims. It's quite easy to fish through a lot of fish and not catch them, particularly when the fish you found are in a negative feeding mood. The truth is, most of the time we're on the water, little subtleties in our presentation can be critical. It simply depends on what the fish are willing to bite. For example, during the warm summer months, speed and erratic behavior can often generate a reactionary bite when nothing else will. A slow bottom dragging tactic may be the only way to elicit a strike on the opposite end of the presentation spectrum. The key to consistent success in the water is an angler's willingness to experiment with the baits in your tackle box. Now let's join Al and Troy Lindner focusing on downsizing for bass, a concept anglers apply to many different fish species.
You almost beat me, fish. You almost beat me.
Oh, boy, I cast out there and it took about 3 winds. Oh, there, nice largemouth. Took about 3 winds and popped it. There she is. Nice one. Really nice fish. She's coming up by you.
Yeah, I see him. I'm just seeing if he's got a buddy. A little bit better.
Yeah.
Kind of what we're looking, chumming up
Yeah.
to him.
Yeah. Look at this from the back. Nice. That's not too bad. I'll take that. Yeah. Gee, come here. Yeah.
Oh.
There we go. That's a good first fish of the day here, and we haven't not been out here long. These hooks are so good. And this OG, just one. This fish was absolutely pinned, was not going anywhere. Just with one weight. Yeah, that's for sure. Nice largemouth. A really nice start. Yeah. All right, there you go.
So there's big boulders, all out here. They're scattered out from the bank on out, and those bass get out on the edge of you fan cast anywhere through there. But it's shallow. I mean, they're going to be about 3 foot deep. It's perfect for this bait. There should be more than one bass in here. You can see this this wall of boulders that we're cranking across. Just beautiful. That's on Humminbird 360. You look up at the shore here, and you see what it is. It's them boulders coming right down into a soft bottom, and those bass are cranked. It's perfect for this bait. Fish, fish, fish. Largemouth.
Good one.
Gonna jump on me, baby? Come here. Yeah, we're building this thing up here. Come on, come on. Boy, I'll tell you one thing. These hooks on this OG, holy mackerel. They are so sharp. It really is incredible, incredible. There's a trend going on today in the world of fishing that you're seeing manufacturers go to extremes with their different lures. They go either downsize and are making much smaller finesse baits, or they're going the other direction and making mega giant baits from what we would term the traditional baits. And what we're seeing is with more fishing pressure, more intelligent fishing pressure, and the electronics, the things people are capable of doing to help find fish so fast, we're getting a lot more fish, even though a lot of them are being caught and released constantly. But the fish are getting just a little bit smarter. And when fishing gets really, really tough, downsizing is one of the things you do. And tough bites, cold front conditions, a heavy boat traffic, anything that causes a tough bite. Smaller baits means you have to fish slower. You can't have little tiny baits and fish them fast. So downsizing is one of the trends, just like upsizing is. And every manufacturer seems to have jumped on the bandwagon. And that happened ever since, you heard about, if you fished bass at all, you heard about a thing called the Ned rig, a bait about this long, a little stick worm on a 1/16 ounce head, and you cast it around all over the place. All kind of fish bite on it. And what they did with this OG, actually, the original OG that came out last year, and I had a tremendous amount of bites. It was a great lure for me, the OG Slim 6. And it was one of the hottest selling crankbaits in the bass world last year. You know, they really sold a lot of them. So what they did this year is they came out with an OG Slim 4. You know, shallower running bait, much smaller, much more finessey, and pretty darn productive. You know, they're balsa baits, super flotation, no noise, nothing in them. You know, for the fish, when they're real negative, they don't like things making a lot of noise, bouncing around, loud, obnoxious baits. They like things a little more subtle, and that's what this bait is, subtle.
When you're talking about size and action on baits, I've seen this, you know, specifically in swim baits. I fish a ton of swim baits, and if you just take a bunch of swim baits and you line them up, you lay them on a table and you look at them from a distance, they all look the same. They got to all do the same thing. That's not the case. The little nuances in the way the bait moves, it wobbles, and the difference is absolutely key to triggering fish to bite. I've seen it so many times where one little swim bait, it outperforms the other one, and a lot of the times what it is the downsizing the swim baits. Rarely do you upsize the swim bait and get more bites. When it's tough fishing, you're getting 1 or 2 bites on something. Downsizing that bait will trigger more fish to bite nearly every time.
Downsizing applies to every lure category. Take a spinnerbait, for example. If bass are hot on fast-moving baits, a 1/2 ounce or 3/4 ounce spinnerbait with big blades may be on fire. But conditions always change, and fish may suddenly shut off. In many cases, turning them on requires a little adjustment. Fishing a lighter spinnerbait with smaller blades may be the ticket, opposed to changing lure categories altogether. The same goes for jigs. Let's use the skirted bass jig in this example. The two primary considerations are size and fall rate. If you've been chasing bass on 1/2 ounce jigs with a 4-inch trailer and you're just getting bumped or not bit at all, try a lighter jig with a smaller trailer. Often, either the size or drop speed can turn a bite from slow to steady, and no oversized trailer make a pretty tight profile. The concept of downsizing can be applied to any lure for any fish. Yes, sometimes big baits get big fish, but every outing is different, and the willingness to experiment will lead to success.
There, yep, go. Yep.
Got him?
Yep, this is way out there. I actually looked in the side imaging when I'm fishing in the back, and I saw some boulders out there, and they kind of, they're a little bit deeper, but they topped out at like 4 feet, which is perfect for this bait. And then I kind of ticked the top. Yeah, oh!
What did you do?
I'm happy to catch anytime they get this big and bigger. Tell you what, I'm not complaining at all. Here. Oh, come here. Yeah, yeah. Little guy, I mean, a relatively little guy still, just a lot of fun.
Got him. No, it's a small bass. No, it was the deceiving one. A little guy.
All right.
Little fat tub.
There. Was there?
Look at that.
Oh yeah, it's cruising.
Look at
I got one way up. We just pulled into the spot and I made
That
a
was-
long
that was a-
cast. And this was going to take me a second here to get this one in.
I thought you were a good one for a second.
It's nice when you have the little bit of wind to your back as we're drifting down this way. You can make these longer casts. And sometimes, oh yeah, it's got a big one with it.
There's two of them with it.
Yeah, it's got a horse with it. It's trying to bite the bait out of the mouth of this one that I got. Oh, the other one's even bigger. A half a pound, yeah, a lot big. I mean, this is a nice one. The other one's sitting right underneath it. That's what you have this time of year. It's pretty cool. But yeah, it's just sitting right there. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna get this one in. Yeah, nice one. Ooh, he kind of harmonica these. Yeah, I saw that other one. It's a real horse. It was the other one is even bigger. Was a lot bigger. A lot big. This one is no little. The other one's a lot bigger. See, kind of harmonica'd that bait, and you know, as you can see, the size of this bait, this smaller size 4, this tiny 4, you can see for smallmouth bass, it's really perfect. It's a nice little meal. I mean, you can see here, it just fits right across their mouth for them to chew. It's perfect. This is just a really nice color on this fish. It's a lot of fun fishing them this way. So Dad's fishing with a bait caster. I'm fishing with a spinning rod, which is great for this tiny 4. You obviously fish both, and I do like using, spinning reels. And this Kage from Daiwa, this is actually their 3000 model. Nice lightweight reel. It doesn't have an anti-reverse on there. I'm a big back reeler, but I have a lot of confidence in this reel. When you do hook up a big fish, the drag system is absolutely incredible on these reels. And a nice lightweight reel with a lightweight rod makes fishing small baits like this tiny OG 4 very, very fun, and also helps you put a lot of fish in the boat because it's balanced. The rod, the reel, the line, and the bait is in balance.
When you're fishing small, subtle, downsized lures, keep in mind you're generally fishing slower. Smaller baits are more sensitive to the equipment you're using. Here's what we mean. A small crankbait, for example, is designed to be used on a specific rod, reel, and line. Try throwing a number 5 Shad Rap on a 7-foot heavy power fast action rod with 20-pound fluorocarbon on a bait caster, and you'll be sorely disappointed. The bait won't cast, or it won't run right. It's imperative that your equipment is balanced. For this small balsa bait, here's the setup Al is using. Starting with the reel. It's a Daiwa Tatula SV in a 6:3-to-1 gear ratio. The SV spool on this reel, combined with the braking system, is designed for maximum casting distance and accuracy with minimal backlash. It's a powerful tool for throwing light lures even in the wind. The rod is a St. Croix Mojo Glass 7-foot 2-inch, medium power, moderate action. This rod has 2 huge advantages when casting the bait. It loads on the back cast, providing a lot of energy to throw a small bait far. Secondly, the moderate action allows the rod to flex all the way through the midsection. This will keep fish pinned with light wire hooks when they go wild. This combination is tailor-made for throwing small crankbaits. In this particular case, it's the Rapala OG Tiny 4, which incidentally can be fished with spinning or bait casting. Whichever the case, using proper equipment equals more fish and more fun.
The size of this bait is a nice meal, for fish this size. Just a little, look at the belly on that thing. So you can see just right in the side of the mouth. It's a nice size meal for these fish. This is a little chunker. Look at that. He's eating right. All right, buddy, there you go. Well, we've been out here for about, looking at this, just about 4 hours. I'm gonna fish for a little bit longer and then head in and then be back out. Tomorrow, weatherman has forecasted a little bit different weather. We'll be bringing our rain suits with, and you know, hopefully catch some more fish tomorrow, but it will be very different conditions than what we have right now.
Okay, I got you in mine too. Yeah. You know, we must have caught, I don't know how many doubles off its fish after fish after fish. It's quite a school of them in here. I cheated a little bit on a smallmouth. I've been catching a largemouth cranking. But Troy was sitting there, after he caught a dozen smallmouth, at every cast just about, I had to grab a little Ned worm and catch myself about 3 or 4 quick, and double after double after double. Bunch of nice fish come in.
Some of these areas, and again, like Dad said, spot, nice, you hook a fish, you can spot lock. And if you're fishing off the back, it's really easy. And I've done that too, and even on my boat, I'll spot lock, and both people, you just fish off the back with the wind to your back. I braid so I can make really long casts, and the sensitivity on braid, you know, you can detect those bites really good. This is a little better one.
Oh, nice one. Well, better one. A little bit better one. Come here. Not as big as I thought, but a little bit better.
Having a good pair of sunglasses like this wavy label that I have on here, especially springtime when you're up in these flats, you're looking for big boulders. So, you know, we got a little bit of overcast here. So what I'm looking for is, and when you're smallmouth fishing, are big boulders, and you're looking for pieces of wood. If you're largemouth fishing, and being able to see down into the water, obviously is really key to be able to getting your bait in front of fish. And these nice one, okay. That's a nice one. I'm actually not gonna flip this one. Seeing down into the water, ouch, is absolutely critical. Having a good pair of sunglasses, not only for eye protection, but to really break the surface of the water on cloudy days, sunny days, is key to catching a lot of fish, especially smallmouth bass.
Sure. Come here. They're too old to be jumping over the side of the boat like that. Here. Kind of fun cranking. Yeah, doing the 1-2 punch we're talking about. I love fishing new baits, trying something different like this. We get a shot to get new baits from our marketing partners all the time. Yeah, so we get to put them to the test a little bit earlier than most people. And that's one of the things I enjoy doing. What are the parameters? What can that bait do on the water that we fish? How effective it is it? And based on what we've seen last year, it's just another great crankbait to add to your mainly largemouth, but we're catching smallmouth on it too, and you'll probably get a few walleyes now and then. But that OG it's one of those series of baits that's here to stay. It has proven itself in the last couple years. My wife and I support a lot of ministries, and one of them is Charles Stanley of In Touch Ministry. Now, Charles wrote a new book, and I just finished reading. It's titled, Can You Still Trust God? What Happens When You Choose to Believe? You'll see I got all kind of spots marked in here, but there's one in particular chapter or part of a chapter that I want to read to you because it really caught my attention. And it's pretty pertinent today for a lot of reasons. Let me start this way. God isn't through with you yet, even if you failed in life in many things, like most of us have. My purpose is not to blame you or lay some kind of guilt trip on you about this, but rather to point out to you that we sometimes believe that God is finished with us because we've been taught incorrectly in the past, or we don't understand how God works. Much of what you believe God desires for you to do is based upon what you've come to believe about God through the years. What is your understanding of God today? Do you see God as a loving Father or a demanding judge? Do you see God as an intimate friend or a distant acquaintance? Do you see God as a patient, gentle teacher or an intolerant and angry guide? Do you see God as a faithful companion or someone who comes and goes from your life? Do you see him as a generous provider or a stingy God? Do you see God as understanding you thoroughly and yet loving you completely? That's a scary one. Do you see him as removed and conditional in his acceptance of you? The way you regard God will determine to a great extent what you believe God desires to do in your life. I thought that was really fantastic. It's something for you to think about this week. How do you see God? Do any of these things resonate with you? Are you touched by any of them? Give it some thought this week. Hey, from all of us here at The Edge, you have a great fishing season. We'll see you on the water.